Hey gamers, it's grindthisgame here with a new game for the channel called IXION. I've been playing with it quite a bit over the last week. I've done kind of two main playthroughs to pretty deep into the late game, or mid game I guess. I wanted to do kind of a let's play slash guide video because there's certain things and certain ways of doing things in this game. If you do it a certain way, you can kind of get stuck. In terms of where you build things and how you build things, so I kind of wanted to do that in this video. So it'll be kind of an early starting tips guide, but we'll actually play through the game here as we go. I've skipped the early intro video parts. They're really cool. I recommend you watch them. I just skipped them for brevity here. First thing you need to start doing is building roads to all these different stockpiles, so that you can start collecting resources. They give you some starting resources, but they need to be connected by roads. So we'll do that first. That's down here in the little build menu. They don't cost anything to build. So, and you can make them messy because they're easy to remove later. So we'll just put some roads in here, just to make everything accessible. You can see the buildings have these little yellow or orange yellow arrows in order to get connected to. So we'll just quickly connect everything up here. I think I got them all, I'm not sure yet, but the game kind of guides you early on and holds your hand. So it's saying we need to build a workshop. The build menu's down here. We're going to build a workshop. The workshop lets you build other buildings, and I'm going to tuck it in the corner here. You want to be as compact as possible with your building. That's the first thing I want to mention here. So we'll build that there. And the other thing we need is a stockpile. These are 4x4. Can't fit it in here, so I'm going to remove... Actually, I'm going to remove this little bit of road here. And we'll put a road along here. And then build a storage here. And they'll go along and build the road. Without this building, you can't really get anything going. My first playthrough ever, I was like, how do I kind of get things going? Just build these two things and make sure they're connected to the roads, and make sure the roads are connected to some of these stockpiles in order to get alloy. So your main resources are up along the top here. You'll start with alloy, a little bit of polymer, some electronics, and then later on you'll mine iron, carbon, silicon to turn into... Iron turns into alloy, carbon into polymer, silicon into chips. You've got a few main views here. You got your internal view. This is sector 1. You can unlock other 6 sectors, up to 6 later on. You've got your kind of middle of the road view outside in the cool looking ship, where you can build things onto the ship. And then there's this kind of solar system view where you do various missions and stuff and mine resources. And there's kind of main phases to the game. You start off in one solar system and then you do light jumps to other systems later on. But we'll stick with the early stuff here. So they want us to set stockpile to alloy, so we'll do that, this question mark here. Set that to alloy. And that way they can grab the resources from these little stockpiles and bring them in. Now, in the top left here, you'll see there's a... You can hold Alt to see the counts of each resource here. Or you can click this to always have it on, which I usually do because it's kind of handy. And then you can start clicking these icons here for them to go and collect resources. Otherwise they won't do it. You have to actually click each one. There's a few speeds you can run the game at here. I recommend going somewhat slow.
I have established a connection.
I'm going to fast forward through all these dialogue bits. They're definitely worth listening to, but...
Request awaits your attention.
Okay, we got some requests here. And we have an event here. Ensure access to food. This kind of reminds me of Frostpunk. Some people say this game is like Frostpunk. There's a lot of these things that pop up where you can make decisions, and later on you can make policies. So we're committed to making a mess hall, so let's build that. It's under food, mess hall. And I'll stick that right here. You do want to leave some room to get to other sectors. You only need one road, I think, but there's multiple connection points here. There's one here, one here, and one here. But the one thing I want to stress early on, we'll pause it here, is that some buildings can only be built along this wall or this wall. Like this docking bay that's already built. It can only be built attached to the wall. And some of these buildings are giant, so leave lots of room along the wall. You can't build in front of the sign for some reason, but try to build in the center first to leave room along the edges to build some of these bigger buildings, like the EVA thing we build later. But we'll get into that shortly here. I will speed through some of the stuff here. I'll try not to rush too much, because rushing in this game can cause major problems, a cascade of failures. I would suggest only unlocking, or like only clicking the resources here of the buildings that you want to clear out first, depending on where you want to build. Because you can only fit 100 resources in each stockpile, and they can only hold one thing at a time. You can only select one resource, unfortunately. Okay, this thing's saying that there's no place to store food, so we need another stockpile. We'll put in another stockpile right, probably do it down here maybe. Maybe I'll face it this way, and then we'll do a road along here. It's free to build roads, so don't worry about building them, and it's easy to clean them up later. So now that the storage is built, I'm going to select food so they can actually store the food, and then you have to click this storage here. There's an icon here. We'll click this, and then they'll collect it and bring it into the storage.
I have an incoming transmission.
We got a transmission. I'm going to fast forward through that just so we get the mission here. Feed 100 crew through the mess hall, so that should be ongoing now that we have a food storage and the mess hall. The mess hall can feed up to 500 crew members. And now they want us to build a cargo ship in the docking bay and a science ship, so let's do that. Docking bay is this giant thing. We'll make a cargo ship. And I'll make a science ship. And we'll keep clicking these resources here to collect them up and store them away. We've got another event here. Ensure all crew are quartered within 12 cycles. Or you can decide not to do that. I think you get some trust when you successfully do those things. So we'll try to do that. We got 12 cycles. The cycles go by pretty fast on full speed. I'm going to put the quarters... population... Crew quarters hold 15 crew members and they cost 15 metal. I'm going to put them up here in front of the Sector 1 sign. We have 79 people, so I'm going to build 30, 60, 90. I'm going to build enough housing for 90 people. And build a road along here. Collect up some more materials. It says we have, down here it says we have 79 homeless, so hopefully we'll get those people housed shortly here. Every single building has power requirements. Quarters have one power requirement. And most buildings, even like storage, require workers, so you can see here this stockpile requires 5 workers and 3 power. And if you don't have enough workers, things can go really bad. In the bottom left, if you hover over these various things, you can see conditions optimal at the moment. But if you run out of workers, this starts to go bad really fast. We can see our population here, power usage, batteries we don't have yet, water we don't have yet. But we'll get this housing built. And we need to connect up some polymer. Here's some polymer here, but we have no storage for polymer yet, so we'll build another storage here. This will be just for polymers. We'll make this a high priority. I like to have it built first, before we select what we want in it, because sometimes it gets weird if you don't do that. We'll select polymer. And then you actually have to come and click this polymer icon in order for it to be picked up. So we'll click those two. Housing's going in. More polymers here, we'll get some more metal. This gets cleaned up fairly quickly. Looks like we'll probably have enough quarters built. Now that we have polymers hooked up, they're able to start building these ships. Looks like we can build something new here. The tech lab and the docking bay. We'll wait until they want us to do that stuff. Okay, science ship's getting built. And then order the cargo ship to retrieve food via fleet management. Fleet management's down here, this one. We have a cargo ship here and a mining ship. The science ship doesn't show up here, but we'll tell it to pick up food. And there's priorities you can set here. So we'll just set it to high priority. And if we go out to our solar system view, it might show something that we need to do here. Resolve the moon event. So we're going to send the science ship to the moon in order to do this.
A science ship has arrived.
It's arrived at the moon, so we'll see what's going on. This is where we can do decisions like Frostpunk. We'll exploit the security vulnerability. The decisions can make differences. I don't know if they are always the same or whether they change, but sometimes you'll collect resources, sometimes you might want to get more research.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Here we went for research because I need research. And then we'll dismantle the base and get some materials out of there. So the science ship needs to remain here to suck the science points out of here. And then you can send it off to the next kind of mission, which is going to be up at Mars here. Let's check inside, make sure everything's going well here. This road is not connected, so that's a problem. I think we're good now. And I think we need to build... It's saying here we don't have a health center. So under population, it might ask us to build this. But I think I'll just preemptively build it. It's kind of a weird shape. I'll put it right here, I guess. We'll be blocking that entranceway potentially. You're not going to fit everything in perfectly, but
has completed a task.
Okay, let's go get let's see what's at the moon here. So they completed their mission so that we can collect 30 alloy, 90 research. That's a lot of research. We're going to need it because we're going to be researching lots of stuff. Now they're saying collect the science and build a tech lab. So let's try to clean up some more room here and clean up the roads that we just built that are no longer used. I might build a road. Well, we gotta build a science lab, so under factories, tech lab. This thing's giant, but luckily it's gonna fit in this little hole here. So we'll put it there for now. Actually, you can't move buildings later on, so plan wisely. That's my other big tip. Plan wisely. And leave room on the bottoms and the tops for things. Probably about 6 or 7 tiles in height for some of the buildings. Later on you get a different crew quarters that can hold 125 people. I think they're about 4 tiles by 8 tiles and they have to go against the wall, so this is why you want to save room. Okay. Tech lab's going in. Requires 30 workers, so quite a big demand on workers and requires quite a bit of power. back. We're getting close to needing more power. So we're gonna go out and build some power in a second here.
Administrator, I have...
Greetings, Administrator. I'm
skip the dialogue here. They're saying construct the Vol engine, but let's go get some more power first. So if you go to this middle view, bottom right, you can build stuff on the outside of the ship. But first we need an airlock, so we'll build that first actually. I think we have to research it first. Factory's up. Yeah, we gotta go into the research tree. And to get to these outer rings, you need to research everything on the inner rings. How are we doing for food? We got 24 food, which requires 0% of what we need. We need to build some food first, so I'm gonna research the insect farm first. The game doesn't really tell you to do this, but you'll notice food starts to go down. It does give you a bit of food from various missions, but I like to be a little bit more prepared than that. So we'll get the food rolling in first. Let's clean up these roads a bit here. This road can go. This road can go. Road there, hook that up, and we'll let them kind of pick things up. We filled up our storage, but we'll be going through Alloway pretty quickly, so. Okay, insect farm is unlocked. I'm gonna build a few of those. These are kind of a weird shape. I'm gonna put them right here. I'll just build one for now. We'll be putting more of them in later. I'll build a road along here to give them some room to go in. Okay, food is coming in. 1 per cycle. Now, one thing to notice if you hover over these things up top here, it's the average balance over 5 cycles. So if you see it's only, right now it's only covering 62%. You kind of want to let it run for a little bit to make sure the average is right. But let's do the next research here. EVA airlock. This is a giant building. And we're kind of running low on power. So once we've done this research, you can kind of learn by having a blackout. Maybe we'll just do it as if you'd probably do it. But to prevent a blackout, you can power off a building and then build a solar panel. We'll probably just do the blackout just so I can show you. And blackouts cause trust to go down. Okay, let's check the outside here. Got some things to collect. Okay, we got some alloy to collect. I'm gonna turn all of these on for now. High priority. That way they'll pick up the stuff that we need. And the science ship I'm going to send over to Mars, because that's the next kind of point of interest here. And our research is done, so we can build the EVA airlock now. Now this thing is huge. And this is where I was saying you gotta leave room. So I left room along this bottom wall. We'll put it here for now. And once this thing is done being built, we need to connect it with the road first, so we'll do that.
The science ship has arrived at its destination.
Once it's built, it'll start drawing 12 power, and we'll probably have a blackout. You can prevent that by turning off a high power building like the Science Center Tech Lab. But we'll just have a blackout just so you can see how it normally goes. Assuming they can get to it. They're building the roads to get there. Or they should be. Oh no, this is disconnected. That's not connected. Yeah, we're disconnected right now, so that's bad. Connect that up. I'll connect this one too. Okay, that should fix it. They couldn't get here, so. There they go. They're building the road. And now they're delivering materials. And they should get this thing built pretty soon here. And we'll go outside, see if they got to Mars yet. They did. We can try to get some research data, or we can try to get some resources. I'll try to get some research data here. And now we need to deliver things, so we need to send our cargo ship. And meanwhile, inside, this thing's being built. So once you get a blackout, you just have to power down various buildings until the power is restored. But then we'll build some solar panels to get more power outside. Once they finish here. It's kind of far away for them to deliver everything, but they'll get around to it. I think these are not connected, so we'll build some more roads here. Build a road here while we're waiting.
The science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, science is done. And then we'll be able to collect that research, science research. And this thing should be done pretty soon here. Later on, you can open up more sectors by opening this gateway. That comes later. But it's a little bit spicy kind of going into a new sector, so hopefully I'll be able to get that into this video. I'll talk about that later. I actually recorded this whole thing through already once, but I rushed too much and things really went off the rails. So one of the biggest tips is take your time. Okay, it told us we don't have enough electricity.
A new request awaits your attention.
So it's saying deactivate buildings. So we'll do that. We'll deactivate the science lab for now. This is kind of how you would normally do it. And then build solar panels. So we'll go to this middle view, bottom right. And then click the construction. And then we'll build the solar panel. Now it's saying hull repair will be temporarily paused. Right now we have no hull repair because our hull is fine, but later on the hull will need repairs constantly. So you'll want to plan for that. And each successive solar panel costs more and more resources. But there's two sets of them. So you kind of want to build, you know, the first one in both sets first, and then the second one in both sets first. If that makes sense. Okay, the panel's coming in. And once that panel is up, we'll be able to turn the science lab back on. One of the main mechanics of the game is this hull integrity. The ship will lose hull integrity as you progress through the game and require more and more upkeep, which requires tons of alloy. And the only way to get alloy long term is to get iron and smelt it. So that's going to be one of the things that kind of keeps pressure on you the whole game. Okay, it's asking for some stuff here. More staff. Yeah, we'll take on more staff. We get more workers that way. So our cargo ship is going to go get some workers now. The main task right now is to build the Vol engine, but I just kind of want to get some stuff going on here. We need more crew housing. I'm not going to build here. I'm going to leave this space for future expansion. So we'll build some more housing up here. We have 9 homeless, so this gives us 15 more. The next set of housing in the research tree is much more dense than this. So don't worry about taking up too much space with these. Okay, we got more power. We can turn this back on. You want to have a nice buffer of power. So I might actually go outside and build another solar panel in the other set. It's only 10 polymers. Yeah, let's do it. That way we'll have a nice buffer of power for future expansion. And let's check the missions here. Mars is done. I guess we can start building the Vol engine soon. Once that solar panel is done. This will give us, yeah, now we got lots of power. Let's build that Vol engine. It's under engines and external systems here. Vol engine requires 100 alloy. We'll build that. This is kind of like our warp engine. And we'll bring the science ship back to Earth, I guess. Keep an eye on the inside here. Let's clean up some roads real quick. This is a very twisted, ugly road. Now, the people on these roads, they can't get stranded, so don't worry about deleting road that they can't access. When you open up a new sector, it gives you a bunch of materials, kind of like you started off with. Not as much, I don't think, but quite a bit. There is pretty good tutorials and guides in here as well, so use that. I don't know if they tell you about these giant buildings though, and that they need to go on the walls. Does it say this? Requires an adjacent wall. It does say it. But it's easy to miss that little bit of text there. So, just a word of warning. Now, if you don't like spoilers, I'll warn you about a potential upcoming spoiler here. So that you can skip ahead if you don't want to hear about it. It's kind of unavoidable to not hear about it though, so... And let's check our food. Our current average production covers 50% of the meal requirements. 4 lines down from the top there. So we need another insect farm. I'm going to build that real quick. So we can feed our people some insects. We got a telephone call here
Administrator.
from the AI.
A new request.
It's saying depart from the solar system. Bring the remaining workers from this ship on board, so we'll do that real quick. Where's our fleet management? They should automatically be picking them up. I think they are, yep. So our population is going to explode here as they pick up more people. And we're going to get more homeless. So like I said, don't rush like I'm rushing. Take your time. Go slow. Because things can really go off the rails really quickly. Telephone call.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad
This
to
is
see
the
that you
CEO. He's
have
got a
made-
nice little speech, but I'll skip it. They built this ship. Basically, the premise of the game is things went really bad on Earth. And they need to go to a new system and find a new planet in order to live. So we're supposed to move this big-ass ship into the moon's orbit here. Let's do that. You click this here, select the moon. It gives you a warning about power and stuff, so we'll head over there. Cool animation. Lovely art. You can skip these by holding down the mouse, but that one was really quick. And we're moving. The science ship didn't... We'll send it back to the Tiqqun. Get it inside. And let's check inside here. Actually, it's saying that we should go to Saturn. I think I'll do this quest first real quick. We'll send the science ship there before we do the main thing here. Okay, now it's saying initiate a vol jump. Now that we're in the moon's orbit, we would click this thing to go to warp speed, but I'm gonna just do this mission here first, because I think we're gonna get some goods from this. We have 64 homeless, so let's build a bit more housing here. I need quite a bit of housing. Let's clean up these roads. Keeping an eye on power and food. We're at 50% again because we took on all these new people. So we need more insect farms. Let's
The
build,
science ship has arrived at its destination.
I would build one here, but I'm out of room, so I'm gonna put a road system up in a straight line, and then we'll clear off these old roads here. That. And we need to get this picked up, but we have no storage at the moment. So, I don't know if we can fit another insect farm in there. Let's pause here. Can we fit that in there? Yeah, we can. And this kind of loopy road, that's no good, so let's remove that. For now. Yeah, you always want to make sure you got a decent surplus of food, which I don't have now, and make sure your current average production is over 100%. I need to clean this up first. You can actually prioritize which ones get hauled first by turning off harvesting. So we'll stop harvesting on all these, and then we'll try to get actually these harvested first. We could just build more storage. You know what? I'm just going to build another storage here. Right down here. We can repurpose the storage for something else later. But that way we'll clear out these buildings so we can build more insect farms. We need one more. Let's check that Saturn mission here. Send a team or attempt to get debris. I'm going to send a team. And we'll select alloy on this storage building. Still have 34 homeless. Let's put some more homes in here. This road's actually kind of not so great. Doesn't leave much space for anything else. But we're kind of jammed in here now, so let's clean that up. Okay, we're down to 19 homeless. I might put some down here. It'd fit pretty nicely here. Now we can clear these out safely. Clean up some roads. There's people walking in circles over here. Okay. How's that mission going? Send a team. I think I did send a team, didn't I? Yeah, they're doing it. They're collecting science. No, they're not. They're doing stuff that will eventually open up the next thing. But it's taken a while. There's a few other menus here I'll mention briefly. We'll get into this a bit more later. Population management lets you migrate people between sectors. You'll be doing a lot of this later on because you'll have not enough workers in certain sectors. So you'll want to use this menu. And then also later on you'll have to move resources between sectors to balance them out. And that's what this menu's for, which isn't opened up yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, we've kind of cleared out all the stuff. I do want to kind of straighten out my roads here, but we'll wait until we know what we want to build next. Let me Research team is done. What have they got? Research 10 science. Okay, we'll do that first. And then I think we'll be done in Saturn, and we'll be able to initiate the vol jump here. I might have mentioned this already, but later on you'll get probes to kind of search things, to find resources, to mine. And then once you mine the raw resources like iron, you can turn it into alloy in the smelter. Let's check our food here. We are at 75%. We still don't have enough food. One more insect thing going in. Later on you get farms where you can grow food, but you need water for farms, and you need the nuclear power plant to get water. And the water comes from ice, so you have to mine ice, you melt it into water. It goes into a central water storage, not one of these kind of storages. And the farm's kind of weird. It has like one little building and then multiple. You can build, I think, 9 crop fields on top of it. Okay, now we have 100% meal requirements. I'm going to build yet another one. If I've got room, I'm going to make some room here. Because we want a surplus, because the population is going to keep growing. We're going to be thawing people out later on. So we'll want excess food. But I think I'll straighten this road out here. And then clear this road out here. Just because these seem to fit quite nicely. Okay, I think we finished all the science. Yeah, we can send our ship back to the Tiqqun. And then we'll do this warp. This is kind of like the next major stage in the game, so we'll do that in a second here. Food is now 100% requirement, so that'll start building up a surplus, which we want, because right now we're at 0. No stockpiles connected. Okay, that was briefly saying that, but now we're good. Yeah, you definitely want a surplus, because you're always going to have more people coming in. We'll just let it sit for a sec here. Power, we'll probably want to build some more power soon. But I think we can probably safely do the jump now. Okay, spoiler alert coming up. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you're kind of going to get spoiled anyway, but maybe skip ahead a couple minutes. But let's do this. It says the power is going to be off during this. Fine.
In accordance with Ralph Stanford's
Powering up. Commence jump. Here we go. It's a super cool animation. I guess we'll let it play out. That's pretty nice. Engage the warp engines, Scotty. I'm not sure which warp factor we're doing. We're gonna bend space here. Yeah. The kind of external graphics showing the ship and stuff are pretty nice. Going to blast off. This kind of looks interstellar-y. I like the look of it. It's pretty sweet. But yeah, here comes the spoilery bit. Like I said, maybe fast forward. They celebrate the thing. I'm gonna skip the celebration. But the spoiler is that we blow up the moon. When we engage the engine, we blow up the moon. And everyone on Earth dies. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. It was not planned. I don't think the designers of the warp drive intended to kill everyone on Earth. But that's what happened.
A new request
So,
awaits your attention.
Phase 2 begins. Repair the Tiqqun, yeah. So we lost 100 hull integrity from that jump. And every time we do a jump, we lose maximum hull. Actually, it said we lost... Oh yeah. And then we also have to kind of continually repair it. It's continually taking damage. So that's what this EVA is for. And the way the mechanic, the way this works is kind of weird. I'll explain it in a bit here, but let's check in here. People are very upset that the moon broke apart. I'm not sure if these choices make a difference. I'm gonna say it was DOLOS as many enemies. No, it's always trust penalty -5. Okay. We got some new goals here. Resolve the event. The ghosts of whatever, feed 1,000 people. Research the probe launcher. Okay, let's research the probe launcher. Here it is. Research that. That'll do the whole inner circle, so we'll be able to move out to the next one. What's going on in here? People are... commit to sending exploration to Earth. Yeah, we can do that. Let's check the outside here. If the hull goes to 0, the ship blows up, the game's over. So this is your main kind of goal here. We're going to send the science ship to Earth. And there's 3 missions here. You can do all 3. It's not like a choice. You just kind of do all 3. One is like check in on your family, scour the globe for survivors, and yeah, we'll do all 3. Because I want to leave time to talk about some of the resource management between sectors.
The ship team has completed a task.
Okay, that opened up some research points and some stuff we can collect. But we'll do the next one as well. You can clear these off with a right click. So do that. And we've researched the probe launcher, so we're going to build that. This is why we wanted to conserve space, because look at this thing. The probe launcher. It's giant. Not as big as the other thing, but we needed to leave room. We could put it up here. I think I'll put it up here, actually, in this corner. In order to get to this sector, there's multiple ways in. I think you only technically need one. So we'll build a road. Actually, I might just connect it along here for now. Eventually this will let us get into this sector through this one little doorway here. And we need to connect this to the roads, but I can't actually build it. So and how's the moon doing? Okay, we got our 3rd mission here. We'll let that finish off. Probe launcher is getting built. Now we did start off with a bunch of steel, but we're quickly going through it. So we're soon gonna have to research the smelter to make our own stuff. That'll come. The game kind of feeds you the stuff it needs through these missions. But I suspect if you do things the wrong way, you might get kind of stuck. You certainly get stuck if you build everything along the outside, and then you have to put these giant buildings in. You're kind of hooped. And if you don't pack things in, you run out of space in here really quickly. Okay, we're gonna click all that off. Our power usage is getting up there. Probe launcher. We're gonna auto build the satellite. You can only have one at a time, one probe at a time. It takes 3 polymers. We got 22 left. And let's check that mission out there. How's Earth doing? We've done everything we can on Earth. Now we just have to pick up all this stuff.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
The science ship will suck up the science points, and the cargo ship will grab all the resources. We're kind of blasting through things here, just so I can get to some other aspects of the game. We got a permanent 1 stability penalty because people died on Earth. And they want us to find and collect 500 cryonic pods, survivors. So we'll be doing that. One word of wisdom, don't thaw too many people too quickly. Make sure you have enough food coming in, or you'll have a death spiral. Right now we have, we're okay, but now it's telling us we don't have any storage for CPUs, so let's build a storage for that. I kind of don't like how the storages are single use. I kind of wish they were just generic, and then you could select what you wanted, set maximums and stuff. We'll put CPUs in there. Electronics, I should call them. These ship docks can get full. Right now it's pretty much jam-packed. It doesn't have anywhere to put alloy, so it's getting clogged.
Caution. Hull integrity below.
Okay,
50%.
hull integrity below 0. We should be repairing it here. I'll explain this repair mechanic really briefly here. This sentence kind of describes it here. The higher the hull integrity is, the longer it will take EVA airlocks to identify new breaches. So, if things are fully repaired, efficiency falls to 50%. As the hull goes down, this efficiency actually goes up. So if it feels like your hull's just going to like drastically drop quickly, it doesn't. It gets more and more efficient as it gets closer to 0. So it's kind of like a sliding scale in a way. So we're okay right now. As long as you keep feeding it alloy,
Administrator.
you'll be okay.
Request awaits your attention.
We're going to pledge to restore the hull to 75. Yeah, I think we'll be able to do that. As long as we actually repair it. Right now, I think repairs are off. So let's turn them on. Auto repair on. You have to click this button. Very important. I should have mentioned that. Now they'll actually start repairing it. You can also do it from the menu out here. Hull repair activated. Yeah, you definitely want to click that or your game will be over really quickly. Okay, we got the probe launcher built. And we have a probe built. Let's go look for some iron deposits. This menu is pretty cool. We click probe. The game auto pauses, which is nice. We click launch probe. And we kind of hunt around here using the mouse to find lots of iron. We want something like this, where iron is very green. If you can luck out and get 2 resources that are green, it's nice, but early on you'll just be getting iron. So we'll click it there. The probe will go off. And then we'll have to send a mining ship there. And do we have a mining ship right now? We do not.
A probe has completed its scan.
Construct a new mining ship. So we'll go indoors here, go to the ship bay, construct a mining ship. And we're really clogged here, so I'm going to build yet another storage right here. Connect it with a road. And for now, we'll put alloy in there. Later on, we'll repurpose that. You only need 1 alloy storage building, but early on, we have a whole bunch of alloy clogging this storage here. So that's what I'm doing. How's the hull? It's getting up there. It should be repaired in time, I think. The ship is built, so we got to go into ship fleet management here and say collect iron. There's ice out there that we can mine, but I'm not going to mine any ice. We can't even use it yet. So now you're going to need a big amount of space for the steel mill, but we have to research it first. So here's the new outer ring. Steel mill will do research. Don't worry about the polymer factory yet, or the electronics factory. You'll need those quite a bit later, but not anytime soon. I think batteries come next. We're mining iron. That's almost done. We're researching the steel mill and then we'll build it. Let's check outside here. We'll send the science ship over to this ship out here. Some missions here we need. And we set probes to auto build, so we could go search for the next thing. You'll notice there's research out there and there's points of interest. So we'll try to find one of those next. You just kind of have to float around. Oh, there's one there, so we'll go there. Find our next thing. Okay, we should have a steel mill.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
We're gonna need more power, so I'm gonna build that next. We've repaired the hull successfully up to where it wanted, so I think it's safe to build another solar panel. It's gonna cost 15 polymer, but it's gonna give us 40 power. Hull repair is paused while it builds, so if your hull is like almost gone, don't go outside and build stuff, or you might die. I think you can kind of scum save in this game though, so save often. I haven't saved yet, but... Okay, we gotta build a steel mill next. Under factories, steel mill. This thing is huge. Absolutely monstrous. I'm gonna clear up these roads so we can build it in here. So we need a big spot for your steel mill. Clean up all these roads. Making sure to connect this back up. Nothing will happen. Okay, steel mill going in. Oh, I didn't leave quite enough room. We could turn on its side. I'll put it right here on its side instead, I think. That'll work.
A new request awaits your attention.
And we'll build a road connecting it here. I don't think that's super optimal, but it'll work. Food stockpile's been going up. That's good. Polymer storage is clogged. I think we got a mission out here. Let's check this out. Gather remaining resources. Okay, we'll do that. Over here, we're mining iron, and we're also collecting iron, which we're gonna feed into this beast, the belly of the beast here pretty soon. This requires 30 workers. Quite a few workers. We have no iron storage, so we need that. Let's build that. Stick that down here. Connect it with the road. I've kind of wasted space along here a little bit. Okay, the iron's online. Make sure you have iron storage or nothing will happen. Iron will come out of here and go down here and then end up in here.
We are picking up a DOLOS emergency frequency.
We have an emergency broadcast. Okay, we'll deal with that in a second.
DOLOS outer.
Let's make sure the smelter's online. Yeah, so as long as you mine iron and have enough workers in here, turn it into alloy, you'll be able to continually repair the ship and stay alive. Later on, you'll need 2 of these to keep the hull together. Not for a while though, but you'll do that in the second sector here. Okay, find and collect 500 cryonic pods. Find a DOLOS station on the probe. Resolve the event. Okay, let's go check out that event. Okay, they want us to collect some food. Let's make sure our fleet is collecting food. It's collecting everything. Good. You may want to micromanage, like turn iron collection off or lower the priority in order to get food out first, depending on what your needs are. And we'll send another probe out. We're looking for points of interest here. Objective related points of interest and regular points of interest. We're looking for the objective. It's out there somewhere. Oh, there's a science one out here though. Let's get that one first. So you basically go to every single planet. It seems like almost every planet. So the ultimate objective will be to finish all the missions in the solar system, get the upgraded, non-faulty version of the engine. We'll do that next episode, and then warp to the next star system in search of a home planet, because we blew up the Earth, or destroyed the Earth. I did kind of want to go over sector management, but I don't want to rush into that, and we're kind of running out of time here, so it seems like a good place to wrap things up. We got alloy coming in, we got repairs going on. Things are in a good state right now, so I think we'll wrap it up there, slow things down. Next episode, we'll open up a new sector, which we could do now. You need 80 alloy, you need some CPUs, need some workers. So it'll steal 40 workers from this sector and to build the new sector, which could cause unemployment issues here. Because right now we only have, in the bottom left you can see 198 workers are available, 179 are used. So if I open this sector right now, we'd have some problems. So we'll probably want to find these cryonic pods first, thaw some people out, get some more workers, build up a little bit more in this sector before we go to the next one. You kind of want to like jam pack as much as you can into one sector before going to the next, because you have to duplicate a lot of the infrastructure in order to open another sector. But we'll get into that next episode. I'll probably do it tomorrow or the day after. So let me know if you enjoyed this. Hopefully it was helpful with the big building tips, because it's easy to build in a disorganized way and then get stuck and have to restart. So hopefully that helped you guys avoid that. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next one. Bye-bye.